Have you ever seen an opportunity inside of your organization or maybe position description out on LinkedIn somewhere that looked like it was perfectly written for you, your skills and your experience, but someone else got the job? Have you ever been in that situation? I know that earlier in my career, I had been in that situation several times. I want to talk about what limiting beliefs hold you back from getting those kinds of roles and why other people are getting them and you're not. My name is Tom and I'm the founder of Vertical Motion, where we help mid-career professionals become executives. If you're interested in moving up from the manager or high-level individual contributor levels up to the director, VP, and even C-suite levels of an organization, reach out to us. There's a link down below in the description on how to find out more about how we work with hundreds of people, helping them take these big steps forward in their lives and their careers as well. You can also follow us here on YouTube. We put out about 2 videos a week that are constructive and helpful, hopefully. So with that, let's dive into the topic. We are talking about, quite honestly, the art of self-promotion here. So you're probably somebody who is a hard worker. You've been in an organization for a long time, or you've been there for several years at least, and you're just a really hard worker. You put in the time, you put in the effort, you put in the energy. You're working on vacations. You're just really grinding it out for them with the hope that they'll actually promote you, right? With the idea that the hard work that you do, the time that you put in will lead to a promotion eventually. That's not what happens at the executive level. At the individual contributor ranks and even the junior manager ranks, promotions are given out as rewards for hard work, for dedication. But there is a point where that stops being the case. The next level up, usually from manager to director or director to vice president, it becomes less about rewards for success and more about what skills you bring to the new level, that next level role. One of the things that I see in a lot of our clients is that they are perfectly suited for these opportunities that they're bringing to us and saying, look, there's this vice president of blah, 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 and it's perfectly suited for me. And I can see that they are, they're excited about it. They have the skills, they have the experience, they have the knowledge, they have the passion, the energy, and they want to do that. And they're perfectly suited for it, but nobody's paying attention to them. Why is that? It's usually because really good workers, really good people don't like to toot their own horn. They don't like to be noisy. They just want to do a good job, and they want everyone else to do a good job, and they want to work somewhere where a good job is rewarded, and that is kind of like a meritocracy. Problem is that just doesn't help you get promoted like it might have 50 or 60 years ago. The truth is you have to advocate for yourself. In this day and age, everything is far more transactional than it used to be. Executives don't bring whole teams with them when they move up to the next level like they did in the 1950s and 60s. Nowadays, people move around individually, and they move from company to company or organization to organization, and they don't necessarily take their teams with them everywhere they go. So you can't expect to just fall in on the coattails of a great leader moving up through the organization like people in the 60s and 70s did. That just doesn't happen anymore. We have to be responsible for our own careers. If you outsource your career to someone else, you're going to be left disappointed because no one else cares as much about your career as you do. Maybe your spouse does, but you are the one that has to go and get that done for yourself. Time and again, I talk with people who just don't feel comfortable promoting themselves. They don't feel comfortable sharing who they are with a broad audience because that's what narcissists do. That's what loudmouths do. That's what annoying people do. And you know what? You're right. Loudmouths and narcissists and annoying people are loud, and they are out there. And guess what? They're getting promoted because they're making people aware of what they can do. So think about this. You have to put yourself out there to be seen. If you don't put yourself out there to be seen, how will people know that you're the right fit for a role? Oh, they should just know because they've seen my work for years and years and I've always done great. Yeah, but do they know what you're capable of next? Do they know what your ambitions and goals and dreams are? Do they know how valuable you are out on the open market? Probably not. One thing you have to remember about executives is that they tend to like to build systems that are stable. And so they put people in boxes inside of these systems, and they want the people to stay inside of those boxes and for as long as they can. And so if you're in a role where you're doing something very valuable and you do it very well, executives have little to no incentive to bring you up to the next level because you're doing so great right there. That is a part of the system they don't have to think about. And that's the greatest feeling in the world, when there are people who just do what they do and they're amazing at it and you don't have to think about them. Executives love that. It's not fair to the employee who's not happy being there in this role constantly. They want to move up, but that's not what it's about. It's about the executive leading a team that does great things. And obviously good leaders will help you move up, but that's just not what happens typically in corporate America anymore. The truth is, if you want to move up, you have to let people know that you want to move up, and you have to let people know that you're ready to move up. So let's talk about how you do this. Let's change this mindset shift. I want to give you an example of one of my clients named Austin. Beautiful man. I love this person. He's a Navy veteran, and he's done amazing work for veterans in the education space. And he was really interested in working with me, but he felt hesitation around it. And he said the reason was that he wasn't comfortable putting himself out there. And I asked him why. And he said that he came from a cultural background where you're supposed to be quiet, keep your head down, just do your job really well, and only do that. So Austin was someone who felt like he should show up and do the good work every day without asking for rewards or without asking for what's next. So Austin, as you can tell, is an amazing person. I had a conversation with him. It was about a year ago now. And the conversation went something like this. Austin, you are an amazing leader, and you're ready for the next level in your career. Imagine how many people could work for you. Imagine now those same people who could work for you, imagine them working for a narcissist or a jerk or a bad boss. Now those 10, 12 people who would have reported to you, and you would have taken amazing care of them because you care about the team, you care about the community. Now they're working for someone who doesn't give a shit about anything but themselves. How are their lives? That's not fair to them. You are holding back your greatest gifts from the world because you don't feel comfortable promoting them. And it's not always about you. It's about what you can do for an organization or for a team. And when I told this to Austin, it completely changed his mindset. He used to be embarrassed by how much money he made, which quite honestly, he wasn't even making six figures at the time. And I asked him, if you made twice as much money and you took just a little bit more for yourself, but then you gave the rest to a community center or a charitable cause that's important to you, is that better than the narcissist that would spend that on fancy clothes and a built-in pool in their backyard instead of what you could do with that money? You can build more in your career if you have more authority, if you have more resources. You can do more good in the world. And that mindset shift really helped Austin turn it around. And now he's able to promote himself, knowing that when he's promoting himself, what he's really doing is promoting what he and an organization can do together, with him being the leader and other people doing the great things that they do. So this mindset shift was huge for Austin. It's now changed the way that he approaches the world. The other limiting mindset that I see people have is the idea that they need to work very, very hard at something to move forward in their career. And it is true that you have to be diligent at what you do, but working really hard can actually get you stuck in your career. You can actually wind up being so good at what you do that it's hard for that executive to justify pulling you out of that role. We had somebody on our team who did the job of 5 people, and she was really good at what she did. She was amazing, and she was frustrated all the time that she couldn't get promoted. And the truth was that the leadership team couldn't justify promoting her, because if she moved up, it would take 5 new full-time employees to do what she used to do. So they couldn't promote her. And invariably, she left, and they wound up having to put 5 people into that role. But the point is that if you're that person, you're not going to move up. You're going to have to move out because you have now pigeonholed yourself as too good to be promoted. A similar mindset that I see people have is that, well, I've been here 10 years. I've been here 12 years. I've been here 8 years. I should be promoted by now. Why are they promoting people younger than me? Well, they probably demonstrate leadership qualities or executive skills that you're not demonstrating. Promotions are not rewards for longevity or productivity. They are opportunities to go and do more for the organization than you do already. And in order to be seen as someone who's eligible for executive level roles, you need to show up as an executive. You need to have executive presence, communication, executive leadership styles. You need to have the ability to communicate very effectively. You need the ability to inspire and motivate people. You need to be visionary, strategic, understand how to manage the P&L of an organization, how to do M&A, how to build organizations. You demonstrate those skills and you learn those skills on the job by finding opportunities to do those things with the executive team. Without those executive traits and qualities, you're just a really good person at what you do, and you're going to be seen as such. So if you want to break past that, these are the mindset shifts that you have to make. You have to promote yourself, and you have to understand that it's not about how long you've been somewhere or how hard you work or how many full-time employee equivalents you actually do. Again, you can actually get yourself in such trouble that you wind up being unpromotable, right? Maybe you've been there too long and they want someone with fresh vision and fresh ideas, and that's not going to be you if you've been there 12, 13 years in the same role. I think this all stems from the concept of what got you here will not get you there. And if you understand that the game is different at the executive level than it is at the individual contributor level, I think that will help you understand that you have to learn new skills, these executive skills that we teach at the Executive Career Accelerator. So I hope this was valuable to you. I want you to understand that if you're stuck and you're not quite understanding what's holding you back from being promoted, it's probably one of these mindsets that you don't feel comfortable promoting yourself. You think that you deserve this promotion because you work hard or because you've been there for a long time. Those mindsets are limiting beliefs and they hold you back. The empowering beliefs are turn yourself into a billboard and make people see how much value you can create as the leader of an organization, where you have people who want to work for you and stay employed by you and have people who understand the value that you can bring. That's what you need to do at this point. So if this was helpful to you, just leave a comment down below letting me know that this actually changed your mind about something. I'm really curious to hear some feedback. YouTube is one of these mediums that's hard to understand what people are thinking when they watch the video. So if you leave a comment and just tell me like, hey, this was useful, or hey, this was crap, let me know in the comments. I really would appreciate the feedback. So that's what I have for you today. Hopefully this is good for you, and I will see you in the next one.